Did you know that ignoring just one fluid in your car could cost you your entire engine? Most drivers only think about gas and oil, but your vehicle relies on 10 essential fluids that work behind the scenes to keep it running smoothly. Forget just one of them. You could be headed for breakdowns, skyrocketing repair bills, or worse, a complete engine failure. Stay with us, because number 4 is one most drivers forget, but it's the one that can kill your engine fastest. Number 1. Engine oil. Let's start with the obvious one. Engine oil. This is your car's blood. It lubricates moving parts, reduces heat, and prevents your engine from grinding itself to death. But over time, oil breaks down. It turns dirty, acidic, and loses its ability to protect. If you skip oil changes or drive with low oil, you risk blown head gaskets, warped engine parts, and total engine failure. These repairs can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 depending on the make and model. Here's the thing. Oil changes are cheap. A $40 service every few months could save you from a catastrophic repair. Check your oil every 2 to 4 weeks, especially if you're driving in hot climates or doing stop-and-go commutes. And don't just wait for the warning light. Use the dipstick. If it's low, top it up. If it's dark and sludgy, change it. Oil is cheaper than engines. You know what's next? The fluid that makes your car shift like butter, and it often gets ignored until the damage is done. Number 2. Transmission fluid. Transmission fluid is the lifeline for your car's gearbox. It ensures smooth gear changes, lubricates moving parts, and controls heat inside the transmission. Dirty or low fluid can cause gear slippage, harsh shifting, delayed acceleration, or worse, complete transmission failure. And here's the kicker. A replacement could cost $3,000 to $5,000. Even sealed transmissions aren't immune. Many people assume modern cars don't need this checked, but transmission fluid still degrades over time. Check your owner's manual. But most cars need a flush every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. If you're towing, driving in traffic, or climbing hills often, you need to be even more vigilant. Next up, a fluid that could be the difference between a safe stop or no stop at all. Number 3. Brake fluid. Let's talk about brake fluid. When you press the pedal, this hydraulic fluid transmits pressure to the brake calipers, which then stops your car. But here's what most people don't know. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. That means it absorbs moisture from the air over time, and when water gets in, it lowers the boiling point, leading to brake fade, spongy pedals, or even total brake failure on steep downhill roads. Old brake fluid also causes rust and corrosion in your lines and calipers, turning your brake job into a full-on system replacement. Flush it every 2 years or 20,000 miles. Check the reservoir. If the fluid is dark brown instead of golden amber, it's time to swap it. The next fluid keeps your engine cool under pressure, and skipping it could lead to a $7,000 meltdown. Number 4. Coolant or antifreeze. Coolant or antifreeze regulates your engine's temperature and prevents freezing or boiling. Every time you drive, coolant flows through the engine and radiator, pulling heat away. But over time, coolant breaks down and turns acidic. That causes corrosion in your radiator, hoses, and even the water pump. If coolant gets too low or old, your engine could overheat, blow a head gasket, warp the cylinder head, or seize entirely. The fix? Up to $7,000. Check your coolant reservoir monthly. Make sure it's between the min-max lines. If you see rust or sludge, get it flushed. Quick tip: always check coolant when the engine is cold. Opening the cap while hot could cause serious burns. Flush and refill every 2 years or 24,000 miles, or as recommended by your manual. Up next is a fluid that keeps your steering smooth and your arms from aching. Number 5. Power steering fluid. Ever found yourself muscling the steering wheel around a tight corner or into a parking spot? That sudden stiffness isn't just annoying, it could be a sign your power steering fluid is dangerously low. This fluid provides the hydraulic pressure needed for your steering system to work effortlessly. When it's full and clean, turning the wheel feels smooth, even with just one finger. But if it's low, dirty, or contaminated, it forces the pump to work overtime. That results in whining noises, resistance while steering, and eventually a total steering failure that could cost over $1,200 to fix. Let it go too long, you risk damaging the power steering pump or rack, both pricey repairs. Check your levels every oil change, especially if you hear noises when turning. And don't forget to flush the system every 50,000 to 75,000 miles to prevent buildup of grime and debris. But if you drive a stick shift, the next fluid is just as critical and even easier to forget. Number 6. Clutch fluid. If you own a manual car, listen up. Clutch fluid is the unsung hero that lets you shift gears smoothly. It's usually brake fluid, but in its own sealed system. Neglect it, and you'll start feeling the consequences fast. Spongy pedals, sticky clutch, difficulty engaging gears. All signs that air or moisture has entered the clutch hydraulic line, or that your fluid is low. Dirty or old fluid causes pressure loss and leads to master or slave cylinder failure, which can cost $500 to $1,000 to repair. Top off clutch fluid if it dips below the min line, and if it turns dark or murky, flush it out immediately. Now let's talk about the one fluid that's often ignored until you're stuck driving blind. Number 7. Windshield washer fluid. Washer fluid might seem simple, but if you've ever driven into a cloud of bugs or muddy splash and realized your tank is empty, you know the panic. It's more than convenient. Dirty windshields reduce visibility and increase accident risk. In fact, poor visibility is a leading cause of winter collisions. Washer fluid also contains detergents and antifreeze compounds to keep your lines from freezing in cold weather. Top it off monthly, and always choose seasonal blends. The next one, it hides under your car and silently protects your wheels on every corner. Number 8. Differential fluid. You probably never think about your car's differential, but without clean fluid inside it, turning could grind your gears. Literally. Differential fluid lubricates the gears that allow your wheels to rotate at different speeds, especially around curves. It's absolutely essential for trucks, SUVs, and rear-wheel drive vehicles. Over time, this fluid breaks down or gets contaminated with metal shavings. That causes increased friction, vibration, and, if left unchecked, complete gear failure that could run you $2,000 or more. Check your manual for service intervals, typically every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Your wheels turn at different speeds. Without this fluid, they'd fight each other. Up next, a battery failure that has nothing to do with charge and everything to do with fluid. Number 9. Battery electrolyte fluid. While most modern batteries are maintenance-free, older batteries or those in harsh climates may still require you to check electrolyte levels. Battery fluid is a mix of sulfuric acid and water. If it gets low, your battery can overheat, corrode internally, or even stop holding a charge. Check your battery caps. If they pop off, look inside. The fluid should cover the lead plates. If it doesn't, add distilled water only. Low fluid equals reduced lifespan equals surprise roadside breakdown. Last but not least, a fluid so forgotten, some drivers don't even know it exists until their car starts binding. Number 10. Transfer case fluid. If you have four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, the transfer case is the brain that sends power to all four wheels. Inside it, specialized fluid that cools and lubricates complex gears. When it's neglected, those gears grind, overheat, and eventually seize. That means no more four-wheel drive, and a repair that costs $1,500 to $3,000. Service intervals range from 30,000 to 60,000 miles, but if you tow, off-road, or live in harsh climates, do it sooner. These fluids may seem small, but what do they protect? That's your engine, brakes, battery, and your life. Let's do a rapid-fire recap. Engine oil. Check monthly, change often. Transmission fluid. Every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Brake fluid. Every 2 years. Coolant. Every 2 years or 24,000 miles. Power steering. Flush at 50,000 to 75,000. Clutch fluid. Same as brake. Washer fluid. Monthly top-off. Differential. 30,000 to 60,000 depending on use. Battery fluid. If applicable, keep a plates covered. Transfer case. Every 30,000 to 60,000 if four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. That's the full list. These aren't just tips. They're your car's survival checklist. Drop a comment. Which of these fluids have you been forgetting? Subscribe if you want to save money, avoid repairs, and drive smarter. Watch this next video of 12 costly oil change mistakes that ruin your engine fast.